to
Oh, our little,
overlay, right?
yeah, we've got to get it right there. Oh, see?
Are you
Boom.
kidding me? Are you kidding me
I
right now?
think it's awesome. And see, it matches. Look at my new necklace. Little leaf
I
leaf.
know. And
Mm-hmm. So it goes with it.
that is all due to Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy was able to get that up,
Sammy
and
is our
she's done
newest
an amazing job.
addition. And, it's always such a God thing that happens. She's a classically trained graphics artist, is working as a pharmacy tech.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And she wants to join our team to be able to do graphics, cool stuff for small businesses. So
Yep.
eventually she can live her dream.
Yeah.
And here we are.
I love everything about. Plus, she's also helping with like a bunch of our products, like product photos and everything else. So she's done like those ones that she sent back to us yesterday were amazing.
I'm actually going to do a share screen in a minute and look at that,
Yeah.
because that's in our war room, right?
Yeah. No, I thought that may have been in our text message.
No, I think I have a war room going with Sammy. Let me see if it's a text message or a war room thing.
Or I think I may have
No,
sent
no,
it to her.
it's definitely text message. You're right. I'm wrong.
Okay. Because I was like, I remember I sent it to her in text. She could have resent it in the war room, but yes, no, all there.
No,
But
let
no,
me.
she's amazing, absolutely amazing with what she could do. And it looks so good.
Amazing, right?
Yeah. I'm like, she does so good on it. I know. I wish that that was one that we could share so we could show all of our wonderful viewers what
Oh
the.
no, I'll find it. I'll find it.
It's awesome.
I just have to find the group conversation that was you, me, and her.
Mm-hmm.
I'll search Sammy and Nicole, right? Why is that not coming up?
Is that with your text messages?
Oh, oh, is it? I'm looking on Facebook.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's in text messages.
All right, let me see.
Ah.
I think I can bring that down. So while I'm looking for this, what do you got going on?
Well, we've done actually over the past week, we've done quite a bit of sales with repeat people, with new ones. The thing that I actually have got to order more from the kitchen that we've had a lot of people ask about lately and order from us are CBN for sleeping. So that was amazing and stuff. I think I had like 3 or 4 different clients and stuff yesterday that I met up with that ended up getting stuff um, just being able to be from hearing our stuff, talking about it, the ads that I put up over the past few weeks, they're like, oh yeah, we've got this and that. So, and I got in another order or two today. So I'll be taking another order and shipping that off. And then also got a wonderful reply back from one of my good friends. Her name's Honey. She's within inside the cannabis industry, and she just keeps raving about all of our stuff. So I woke up today to an amazing message from her about just how everything's really genuinely actually helped her um, through her moving from Florida to Michigan. Just some of the aches that she was having, everything else, but she's very, very not only knowledgeable on the plants, but well within the community, and owns her own podcast too, all based off of cannabis and
Right?
how it helps, like how plant medicine and stuff. So it's really cool to hear back from somebody like that for me, because they know what they're talking about. It's not me just walking up to somebody who's never tried anything, or maybe tried a couple things here and there, and of course it's going to blow their minds because it actually works and it's really good. But this is somebody who's been experienced in it, has gone to tons of conventions, like worked with insane amounts of different cannabis companies, that like personally messaged us about our stuff. So it was really cool.
'Cause we're the best.
Yeah, I'm like, she's actually one of them that I wanted to potentially have on our show. Yeah, over time or whatever. She's amazing and stuff. So I've done her podcast now twice. So, and one of the times was with Amy, the other one that I've told you about that's really high within the cannabis industry, that I just adore so much. So I was actually excited when I got my necklace today. It was a birthday gift from my aunts. And it reminded me of Amy's necklace because Amy has one that's just like it. And I've wanted one. And my aunt got it for me.
Well,
I didn't even know.
while you've been talking, I found our new branding. I'm going to
Oh,
share
yeah?
a screen with everybody. And
Oh, yeah.
this is what the new branding is going to look like.
It looks so good. Oh,
Isn't
my
that
gosh.
great?
And that's an animal tincture. Mm-hmm.
That is for the cats and dogs, for the salmon tincture that they like. And then there's
well, and that just like looks so good. I feel like the way that our new logo is when it's on it, it just pops. Yeah. So we could do it white like that. We could throw the green in it. God, she's so good.
You know what? She's really, really good. And, you know, as we go work on this branding, Sammy's going to be able to work on all of our affiliates and our synergy people that they need help with their marketing. And so we're kind of showing what having an on, you know, staff graphics designer, how powerful that is for your message.
Right.
Let me turn this phone down because I have a tendency to get some calls.
You never.
Right?
Right.
But it is so, it's just so fantastic when you're drawing in these people that are in our circle. You know, it's the positivity is just so huge. And I was dealing with a woman earlier who's about ready to lose her house.
That's awful.
And it's one of my pro bono cases that I'm working on. And so I just volunteer my time and give it away. And it seems like I make more money when I'm giving my time away than when I'm charging for it because I get involved in these deals. But for her, it was, hey, I am here now and you're not going to fail. By yourself, you're in danger.
Okay.
But with me and the people that I know, if we collaborate on this, you can't fail.
Better, yeah.
And I told her, you know, and when I told her, you're in charge of all the decisions, you do whatever you want to. I'm going to just provide you with ways to where you're not going to get hurt on this deal. You know, and people were about ready to take her house and I stopped that. And, you know, we need to kind of say, hey, look, stop. And then we're going to heal this. But my marketing company, the logo is the elephants. And I explained to her where that comes from. And I'll tell all the listeners, this is about who we are. And I've had this behind my desk in my studio for 10 years. But this is what we're all about. We're the larger elephants, and then the smaller elephants that come along with us are protected. And elephants, when there's danger, the larger elephants circle around, and the small ones go in the middle, and they're protected. And so as long as we are doing our synergy labs, we're protecting those young ones so that they can thrive and not get taken advantage of.
Well, and it's nice because people can see that, like, not only that there's people like us out there to help them do all this stuff, but it's also a matter of they're watching us with our hiccups along the way, that we're also able to help them with certain things like that. And it's just small little things like our new hiccup that just happened and stuff is of course, still banking stuff. We're still doing more banking stuff, but it most likely human error, but it just shows like what we do is we just work through it, communicate with everybody, and then keep pushing forward. Like
But we bully the bully.
Oh yeah, you have
and
to.
we've
You
got
can't allow
very
somebody to walk all
powerful
over you.
allies
Yep.
who we help. And, there's not a mistake that's going to get made
Right.
in these people's stronghold of what they can do. And if we provide a certain talent, our circle provides a certain talent.
Yeah.
And it's easy for us to do certain things, like this woman's situation where she was by herself and they were about ready to take her house. And I said, no.
Well,
no, that's not going to happen.
That you were able to help her, like, that's amazing. That's so.
And it's on pause now.
Yeah. See, that's great.
It's on pause, and she can make a decision. But she doesn't have to make a decision based out of fear, and that's what we're looking for,
Right.
Everybody has these fear responses, and, that's going to get worse with the inflation. It's going to get worse with, the prices going up and when all this other stuff. And we're about business. We're about self-sufficiency. We're about growing your brand. And, you're doing your small business. And you, Nicole, are the poster child of let's build something,
Well, yeah. Because, like, and it's not just wanting to build something. It's wanting to build something that truly helps people. Like, that's all I want to do is to really, truly help people and know that not only are they getting a great product, but then that I can also help them out to make extra money during hard times, any of that other stuff. It's just ultimately about being a human.
And they say, here's a mom with 5 kids who's just busy and doing everything, and they see what you're doing. I want them to look at you and say, I can do my cleaning business, or I can do my, make my breakfast burrito business, or I'm going to be able to do whatever it is that they want to do. And by watching you be successful and say, this is my passion and I want to do it, and get knocked down, acquire those friendships, acquire those people that are helping you. And then you grow out of it and say, if Nicole can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Because there's always a villain. There's somebody that wants to take away your dream and say, oh, your dream sucks and it'll never work. And you're like, no, I'm going to keep doing it. And you keep telling me to quit, and I'm never going to quit. I'm never, ever, ever going to quit.
Well, and you just can't be fearful. You have to like go in being like, yeah, everybody was in the same spot at one point in time. And then like anybody else who's within your industry or doing whatever, you've got to like learn it just like everybody else did. But I think a lot of people get comfortable, they get nervous, and they become fearful about taking that additional step. And it's like, no, you can actually really do it and stuff. You can do all these different things. You have to make a push for it. You've got to do it. So, and
that's why we have the financial freedom classes.
Yeah.
All of our entrepreneurs need to learn how to get rid of their debt, manage their bills, keep your day job, keep that shovel of money coming in, pay off those credit cards, pay off those debts. And then that small little part-time job from 9 o'clock at night to midnight that you're working on, as soon as we do that, the debts are paid off. And now we're earning 15% of our day job money on our side gig. Yeah. And then it becomes 30, and then it comes as a match. And then you decide to leave it behind. That's how that grows. But you have to hustle and you have to work. But
absolutely.
If your finances are screwed up, you take 3 steps forward and then 3 steps backwards, and that's not helping. So part of our synergy is to help people figure out how to stop that bleeding. So that when they do have the money coming in from the small business, it's actually helpful.
Right.
not just paying off credit card interest and benefiting somebody else.
Yeah, well, and then like you learn so much more. You learn that there's more than just this, like with working with us. Like with just being around Mark all these years and doing stuff, one of the big things that me and my husband have been doing have been expanding our portfolios, finding other things to invest in that you can't and don't just rely off of it. Like even if you have just one like a single day job, anything else like that, just because right now, especially in this economy, a lot of people are disposable. It seems like I'm just hearing left and right, people getting fired, laid off. It's awful. And to have that feeling. So it's what, if anything, from knowing Mark and learning stuff is 100% expanding your portfolio, investing in things. And if anybody out there listens to anything, the one thing that you can still do that you don't get taxed on, that is actually kind of cool if you have it, buy a really cool piece of artwork, like from a legitimate known person, because it just appreciates in value and you don't get taxed on it. So that's
that is the theory of
basic things like that.
Diversification,
yeah,
different buckets of investments. It can be a house.
Yeah, house.
It can be a rental house, the house that you live in.
Airbnb. Yeah, any of that stuff. Like that's why, and that's what I'm really trying to teach my children right now is to do and think that way now. Don't be like, oh, I want this fancy car and I want this and that, because those depreciate. Like there's no appreciation in it. So if you want to decorate your house in something super cool by, like a well-known artist and stuff, then like you save your money, you do that, you insure it, and you do things like that. There's a way of doing it. Invest into some crypto, stocks and bonds, tons of different things. But that is genuinely one of the number one things that I've actually learned from Mark within joining this entire thing together.
And absolutely, just because we say something on the show, don't just go do it.
No.
Because what Nicole's describing is learn about it. And if you spend $100 on some crypto assets and you lose all your money, then you've learned something.
Yes.
Okay.
That's very true.
And that's okay.
Well,
you buy a collectible and you spend $100 on that, and it goes down in value because it really wasn't collectible. It was just made to be collectible and the money isn't there. It's like a Beanie Baby thing. Then you learn. And it's okay to learn and lose, because we never lose. We either win or we learn.
That's exactly it.
And there's some crypto assets that we make money on and some that we don't. And there's some investments, like right now, the commercial and retail segment of the real estate market is crashing right now.
Okay.
They're going to lose all their money on their office buildings because nobody's going to work and blah, blah, blah. So, go invest in real estate. Oh, okay. I want to buy this office building. No, don't do that. We learn what to do. And most of the time, the learning is free because we're talking about it. We're watching. Any of the classes that I teach, I don't teach anything that's this crazy theory or whatever. I say, here's what I did. Let's look at what I did. And then let's go forward 10 years to now. What happened?
Well, and that's the
and you can see my success or failure. And that is where the learning comes in.
Yeah. And that's the same that's why we have this show, so that people can watch us, hear about like what we're doing, new things, new clients, new different people and stuff coming on. It's because we're like learning as we go and stuff. Learn from, like, don't even just hear it from us and like be like, oh, well, this is what they said. You're actually watching it in real time.
In real time. And not only that, timestamp what we're saying and see if it works out or not, because some of the stuff's not going to work out and some of the stuff is going to work out. But as we go through time, you see how we deal with losses and how we deal with things that do well.
Right. Well, and really, as long as you've got that mindset, you're relatively positive, you do all that stuff, then you never kind of really feel like you lose. Like
Yeah,
just like how Mark said, and that's I do it the same way. I word it a little bit different, but just like how Mark said, what's the lesson? What's the blessing?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I would say that I disagree with in
Hmm.
what you just said was relatively. I am so positive. I am so positive about everything.
Yes,
I
I don't want
only
people to be like,
allow
oh wow.
positivity.
Yes.
You know, I'm in renal failure right now. I'm waiting for a kidney.
Oh, and like
And my
the most
wife,
happiest positive person ever will like help out at the drop of a
yeah,
dime,
yeah,
like never turns people away. Like if by chance at that very moment he can't speak with you or do a like will always let you know, like, hey, I will get you back, like, and plans out times. Like I will absolutely put it there. Mark is probably one of the most amazing, not only positive people, but like he's a great influential person just in my life, but in tons of other people's lives too. Like
well,
it's
5 years ago, they said that I had 3 years to live because of my
yeah.
massive diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And
And you turn that around.
I ended up getting a surgery that
Mm-hmm.
reversed the diabetes. And
Yeah.
here I am 5 years later.
Yeah.
But the diabetes trashed my kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I got to get a kidney to keep going forward. But
But you're doing amazing.
I'm here. You know, I
He's
am so
here.
here.
Yeah.
And
Because they told
whatever
you
I
that you
can
were supposed to be
do,
gone 2 years ago. Yeah.
there's a reason for me to be here.
Yeah.
You know, and
Absolutely.
I have this wonderful partnership with Nicole, and we're doing all this wonderful stuff for everybody. And let me tell you something: the graphics artist that we just brought on, her
Adore
husband,
her.
her husband was a manager of the restaurant at the country club, and he offered to give me a kidney.
Mm-hmm.
He knew me
When
a
I learned that
little,
this last week, I was very surprised. That was genuinely like it's great people.
and
It's your
it's
vibe.
like, oh
You
my
just
god!
bring in amazing people.
And now she's with us, and what a neat
Yes.
lady she is. And you know, I don't know if she even knows this, but he was getting tested, and he said, I said, well, have you talked to your wife about it before I got to know her? And he said, well, I'm going to see if I'm a match first, then I'll tell her. I said, oh my God. Well, you know, make sure you don't cause a problem in your house. And you know, now that she knows us, I think she would be like, oh yeah, totally do it.
She's
But
amazing. And
before,
she's a genuinely great
yeah,
person too.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
But I am totally positive about everything.
Yeah,
Everything that happens,
absolutely.
you know, and if the things that happen to me, if I can help show people how to be positive and remove the negative, I know that there's a lot of people that have more things, heavier duty or things to deal with than me. And if we can all keep showing people, Nicole, you know, part of your story is cancer.
Yep. And I'll never be cured of mine, but
And you
I'm relatively healthy. I'm still going. It just spread to my lymph nodes. So your lymph nodes are always going. And so it's just I take very good care of myself. I do different things, but I definitely don't let it like pull me down or anything else because there's way worse than me. So I genuinely can't complain.
But I think
Mhm.
that matters so much. You know, I
Yeah.
think you're getting the blessings that you're getting and the strength that
Mhm.
you're getting and the success that you're getting because you're saying, "Hey, give me some adversity, teach me a lesson, and then I'm going to move on." You know,
Yeah.
and that's what we do. You know, it's not our disease, it's their disease, and you know, we go over the little trials and then we're on to the next.
And then we're on to the next.
And there's a lot of things that I can't do now that I used to do, but I don't think about that.
Yeah, well, but even then, I still think that you're going pretty good. You're
Well, if I
I kind
can't
of
jump
feel
on
like
my
you're like
motorcycle
nonstop.
and ride 500 miles a day
Right.
right now, I have to make friends with that. And maybe I will again someday, but there's a lot of things I can do. You know, I
Yeah.
can get in the studio with Nicole. I can, you
Mhm.
know, do a show empower people, get the things going that we're doing, build the things that we're doing, and go take a nap. And that's what I can do.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good life.
Well, and that's another reason why you don't want to buy an office building, because then you have to go to it. Your office is your house, and you write it off in Texas.
I feel bad for those people that hold on to those office assets. I mean, they're going through some things.
Well, and you just see people left and right, like pulling out of those, that not renewing leases, not doing anything to go back. And yeah, the owners of those buildings, it's going to be interesting to see what even the next year brings with a lot of that stuff. See what happens with some of those buildings.
Well, and I am not a big shot enough to own a building. So that's where God helps me, and he says, hey, Mark, you can have a rental house and you can help somebody else buy a rental house, and
but no buildings.
I want people to get together with their kids and buy rental houses in markets that they can buy, so that they can have a piece of that wealth building assets.
That's actually what my mother-in-law did with my sister-in-law. They have a couple houses together and everything, and of course I laugh because it's so cute. She always puts up the posts when they're flipping something, or any of the Airbnb rentals and stuff. It's very adorable. But I think that was an amazing opportunity for them to do together. And so I absolutely agree with you, having family go together and on those homes and start building. Mm-hmm.
And as you're working on that stuff, everyone's learning.
Yeah,
just like
absolutely.
we're doing with the business thing, all that kind of stuff. And as the kids learn how to defend themselves financially from these banks,
yes,
because that is my biggest the bully platform right now, is student loans and mortgages. And the bankers are absolutely predatorizing on all of the young people. And they're taking their future with student loans with predatory interest rates that they can't get away from, and they're not letting them buy houses and stabilize their rents. So we need to flip the script and give those resources to the young people. If 6 of them get together and they buy a house in Oklahoma, at least they're on that escalator.
Right.
And then later they can buy a house in Denver if they want to, but they're never going to be able to buy in Denver or Seattle or New Jersey or New York or California. But they can buy in Arkansas or Oklahoma or Missouri. And we got to keep letting them save up their 10 grand, put 10 of them together, and they all buy a house and learn how to run it.
Yeah, exactly. And then once that appreciates in value.
I don't want to talk about something that you can't do. I want to talk about something that you can do tomorrow. And
that's actually what one of my kids did. I don't know if you know that, Jess, the other 23-year-old. He went in and he got a house with, I don't know if there's a total of 5 of them there or 4 of them. So I don't know if 3 or 4 other guys went in, but it's essentially his friends from high school and stuff. And they went in and they ended up getting a house. They could only afford one in Commerce City at the time. But as they were all kind of going on to their adult careers and doing different things, or in school, any of that stuff, it kind of helped keep their thing, with what they were all paying rent-wise, they are not rent, but for the mortgage payment, low. And what's great is that they're now all about ready to kind of go on to the next stage of their life. And they all went in on this house and it just appreciated. So the money that they did put down, they're getting back so much more to also help them do the next stage of their life. And I think that with what you're saying, Mark, it's really genuinely good. But that was the only way that my kid could afford a house.
And we teach them how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they want to try to learn how to do it, I donate half of my time for free. Yeah. If anybody wants to know how to do it, I will.
And like I said, he gets back to everybody. It's crazy how he did. Mark gets back to everybody. So
and if I can teach 10 people on a Zoom
and even
cast,
one of them takes it,
or 100 people on a webinar, or
Mhm.
500 people at Heritage Christian Church or whatever it is that I'm speaking to, that message spreads out to
Yeah.
other people getting financially strong, and then they help somebody else. You know,
Right.
because in 10
Exactly.
years, I'm not going to be here, but somebody that I talk
You
to
better be.
will.
You better be.
Now, I will be watching from above
No, you better
every
not.
move that gets
10
made.
years? That's nothing. You've got so many more in you.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But
So many more.
I love when somebody comes up to me and says, Mark, you told me something 10 years ago and it changed my life.
See?
You know, and to me, that's the most wealth that you can have in your life ever.
See, I love that about you, Mark. You're amazing.
Well, I love
Yeah.
you too. And,
Mhm.
you know, that's our partnership
Yeah.
is just about that. And if we can
Mhm.
help somebody else, great. And if not, you know, who cares? We're doing our show for ourselves and we're talking to ourselves. And if nobody else gets on, then who cares?
Well, I feel like a lot of people do. What I like about our new setup too is that people can go back like later too and they can see it, because I've had a couple of people tell me that they're like, oh yeah, like I got on for a second, I was able to like hear part of it, but then they're like, wait a sec, like, and something clicked in them. They're like, well, I went back to the page and like was able
Yeah,
to
they
like go
can
through
watch
it.
the YouTube podcast or the Apple
Yeah.
podcast or whatever they want. And you know, our message remains the same of, you know,
Right.
we're here to help you. Tell me about the CBN thing. I don't think I'm going to get involved in that until I have my kidney transplant.
Right.
And I'll check with all my docs at the kidney transplant place until I get authorized for that. But I would
Mhm.
really like to explore that
Well,
after
because you don't have good sleeping habits anyway.
you know, I don't. I don't. I take Ambien
Yeah. Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
and it helps me sleep. But if I could substitute that for something that's more natural, I would like to.
Mhm. To do something. No, it's amazing. It's so think of CBD as it's a major cannabinoid. So it's the entire plant. So you've got minor cannabinoids, which are things like the other stuff that we have, CBG, which helps with calming. You've got, CBA. You just have tons of different ones. So essentially, what it is and stuff is it's a minor cannabinoid that they pretty much extracted a lot of that specific minor cannabinoid, and it's been scientifically researched over and over again that it helps aid in sleeping. And so what I tell everybody to do is any form that you have, it is based off your digestion. So if you're taking it, you're eating it in any form or fashion, which is usually how you take it. Yeah, you just have to give it up to 2 hours to work. Really, when I take CBN, it's up to only 20 minutes. So I have to make sure that like I stay close to the bed, but it's great because
Now,
you
and
don't
what's the
get used to
delivery
it.
system on that? Is that a tincture or a gummy or what is it?
So usually they're in gummy form.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can buy tincture form, but I think it's a lot of it. The reason why a lot of people don't like doing it is because you don't want to overdo it tincture form because you don't want to sleep way longer than what you technically should. It's nicer to have it in a gummy form because it's already pre-dosed to you that way and stuff. But yeah, usually it's gummy form, plus it tastes better that way, personally. But no, it's great because it doesn't have the same effects of melatonin where you can build up a tolerance to it. It also doesn't give you that groggy effect of what over the counter meds can do, like in
Which I hate that.
prescriptions and stuff. Yeah, feeling like groggy and still like I need to sleep because I'm
Yeah.
so tired. Because
When you get
but
a
I've been
headache in the morning,
taking,
I
yeah,
can't do that.
headaches. Yeah, you don't get any of that, and that's the other big plus side to it because it's still part of the cannabis plant. It aids in everything else. So your digestion, inflammation, like if you have achy joints and stuff, it's great because a lot of people, as they go to bed at the end of the night, they're trying to unwind.
Now, do we have the
relax.
CBN on the site yet?
Yeah, it should be on there. Yeah. So it's yeah, because it was on all the stuff. She was just adding everything to the cart. Yeah. So we have, it's a CBD. I think it's like semicolon CBN. The same with the CBG. But that
Okay.
it's great, and it comes in some really good flavors. But we are actually right now currently down to just one flavor. I think it's the mango one. So I'm getting more in from Michelle just because they're literally going like crazy. It's awesome. So it's been a really fun experience.
Well, I've got the website up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can kind of help me.
Yep. So it would be underneath the new photos that she had put up. So for like the edibles. Yeah, so we're gonna have to talk to her because she just put like gummies and she didn't put what they were. Because remember how I sent it in different groups? So she's got the sugar-free down there. That should be in a total sugar-free section. If you look at them, yeah, you're gonna have to click on them because she didn't separate them for how they
And
were.
this is part of our growth. I mean, we're just
see, this is part of our growth. This is what you guys get to see. This is us going through the stuff, trying to work, because we have to walk our girl through this stuff because of the fact that she's not a CBD expert. She's an expert in websites. So we like, yeah, see, there you go. That's one of the CBN. So yeah, so it's the, what is that? The mango one? Yep, yeah. That's the one that we have left right now. So we're getting more in from our kitchen.
Well, you know, every day a little bit better.
A little bit better every single day.
Every single day a little bit better. That's our motto.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we're over by 7 minutes.
Oh, there we are. We are over by 7 minutes.
Call me about banking.
Huh? What?
You're going to call me about banking. We're going to do some
housework
about banking.
Matthew says. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we've got, you know, continuous work on the website and, you know, content creation. And, you know, anybody that wants to be a guest on the show, just let us know. We'll bring you in.
Especially if you've tried any of the products, we would love to get good, bad, and different.
Yeah. Or if you've got a business that you want to promote, Nicole and I will give you 5 minutes of our show, talk about your pie business or whatever it is that you're passionate about, you know, your little coffee business or whatever it is. We want to hear from those business people. Mm-hmm. Synergy is our name.
Yes.
CBD we're gonna make it our business, but Synergy is all of us together.
Bringing everybody together. That's all we
want.
Like
Trip and the guys over at the G Labs and the workout gym, you know, everybody is passionate about what they're doing. If you have a car shop or a tent shop or whatever, we want to hear from everybody who's positive and successful and out there making things happen. And it's like Nicole said, you know, people are getting laid off right and left.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be in danger of losing your job, you might as well own the company.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly.
That's what we did. That's what we did. And you could do it too. And it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Yep. No, I absolutely agree with you and stuff. And just like how Mark said, it's easy, or it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah. Have fun. Dory.